One of the things that amazes me most about humans is our affinity for numbers, right? When we're a certain age, we're too young. When we're at another age, we're too old. If we're a certain age, it's legal for us to do this, and if we're a certain age, it's illegal for us to do that. We have a huge obsession over the amount of money in our bank account, and we let that decide what we can and can't do, and sometimes if we can be happy or not. We choose days out of the year to have them be celebrations, birthdays, Christmas, holidays, New Year's, days of celebration, days to remember. And as with any day, with anything that begins, there's those things that come to an end, which also means we have death days, days that we pass, days that people we love have left us. And what I find particularly interesting about those days is one of the biggest tragedies I think that befalls humanity. You know, we lose somebody who we love and who we care about and who makes an impact on our life, who leaves an imprint on us, who shapes part of who we are, who we think about often, who we remember fondly, and who we love to spend time with when they were in our life. Yet yet when they're gone, so often the focus about them becomes them being gone. And then all of a sudden the date rolls around, and rather than being something about how to celebrate their life, it's this reason to remind us to be sad. It's this reason to remind us to reflect on what we've lost instead of all we had gained. And I often wonder, what would it be like if we celebrated the day somebody passed in the same way that we celebrate how they were here when they lived? Or what would it be like if we just instead begin to celebrate a day that somebody passed at the same level of love that we would love to celebrate them if they were still here? I can't help but think that the quality of all of our lives would be better if, instead of focusing on the loss and the absence in our life, the void we might have, we instead focused on all that was filled with that person's presence. Any of you who have followed me around for a while, followed me along with my journey for a while, know that I've lost some significant people in my life. You know, and that's not to say that I've gone through more loss than you or anybody else. We've all lost and we've all experienced, and I think anybody who's really lived has lost. And I think that the more you live, the more you're inevitably going to lose. Which leads me to where I'm talking about today is, gosh, if we really commit to living and we lose more, that's going to be a lot of dates that add up on the calendar that are going to be days of mourning, days of loss, unless we decide to have them become days of celebration. And that's not to say that you're going to be sad or not going to be sad or upset or unhappy or shed some tears on those days like that, because it's going to remind you of, someone or a person who's not there. And if they're anything special to you, they matter to you, justifiably you're going to shed a few tears. I certainly do whenever it comes to a significant date for me. And then what I also do is I spend some time to reflect. I spend some time to reflect on what exactly that person meant to me, all the value they brought to my life, all the love that we shared, all the memories that we created, all the laughs, all the good times, all the wonderful, the wonderful journey that we participated in together called life. And then I talk with them. I'll spend some time talking out loud and as if they're still here. I might have a beer or whatnot in their honor. And I really just think about how much they meant to me, how much they still mean to me. And lastly, what I really try to focus on is what they'd want from me in my life going forward. And as I've shared with many of you before, I truly believe that how we choose to live our life after someone we loved is gone is ultimately how we're going to choose to honor them. And so I think about, how can I honor this person? How can I live a life of such extraordinary excellence and passion and joy that they'll smile down on me and be so proud of me and check in on me and think, wow, Jesse's doing a really good job. So I encourage that for all of you. If you find yourself today or tomorrow or any day in the future coming across an anniversary that, it's an anniversary of somebody you lost, to take the time to reflect and then figure out a way to celebrate, to honor, to cherish. Remember the good times, celebrate the joys and the love that you shared. Have a conversation with them, smile as you remember, and then ultimately decide how you're going to live your life going forward so that you can honor them, and honor them in such a way that makes them so proud of you because you're living such an extraordinary life, that they're looking down on you with love and admiration, much of the same way that they did when you were here. I hope you've enjoyed this short little video and my kind of rambling, and you've gotten to watch the sunset a little bit behind me. I'm going to stop talking now and take a few photos of it, which I will post later. All right, take care, and sending love out to all of you who have lost someone. Bye-bye.